Hello everyone, welcome back to Reading in Isolation with Heather Rose. I'm one half of Angelica Banks and this is our book, the first in the Tuesday series called Finding Serendipity. We are up to chapter 12 today, so let's go. Chapter 12. Baxter, Tuesday called again. She dived under the water. Below, in the clear green of the sea, she could make out the mast pointing towards the sea floor and the sails billowing gently in the gloom. She came up for air and still Baxter was nowhere to be seen. She dived again, this time going under the boat and coming up in the space beneath the curve of the floorboards. Here there was air to breathe, though the sea was slopping at her neck. She felt frantically about on the submerged deck, and as she did so, she brushed against something. Her fingers grasped fur. It was Baxter. She tried to haul him up, but he was caught. Ropes were twisted around his neck, trapping him underwater. Tuesday forced her fingers under the ropes and began peeling them over Baxter's head, freeing his legs. Water splashed in her mouth, making her cough. Despite the choking water, she kept at it, working hard until at last Baxter was free. She hauled him up beside her, but Baxter's eyes were closed and he was heavy in the water. "No, no," she cried, her words echoing in the tiny space under the boat. Holding Baxter tight, Tuesday dived from under the boat out to the open sea beyond. As she surfaced, she realised that it was only her life jacket keeping them both afloat. She was tired and cold, and Baxter was a dead weight in her arms. Suddenly, out of the corner of her eye, Tuesday saw something dark leaping along the rocks from the shore. Not something, someone. Tuesday wiped salt water from her eyes and blinked. Above the wind, Tuesday could hear yelling. In one fleet movement, the someone leapt from the rocks onto the upturned hull of Vivacious, landing as nimbly as a gymnast. "What on earth do you think you're doing? You can't bring her in like that," yelled the small girl. "My dog has drowned," Tuesday called. "Help!" The girl noticed Baxter in Tuesday's arms and she nodded. "Hold his head up," she yelled over the wind. "Swim for the shore." Then the girl dived beneath the boat. A few moments later, Vivacious was righted, looking dishevelled but awaiting instruction. Soon she was underway again and expertly the girl sailed the small dinghy the short distance to the shore. Tuesday staggered out of the waves with Baxter utterly limp in her arms. In a moment, the girl was beside her, helping her carry Baxter up the grey pebbled beach. Together, the two girls laid him down on his side. "Oh," said the girl in a hushed voice, No, he can't be." "He got a rope caught around him and was trapped under the boat when it capsized. Oh, please, what can we do? Please, if there's anything..." Tuesday's words rushed out of her, tears running hot and fast down her cheeks as she looked at Baxter's lifeless body. "We must save him," the girl said with fierce determination, and she ran her hands over Baxter's sodden fur, feeling his belly, his lungs, his throat, his back. How different Baxter looked. He was so silent and still. Tuesday lifted his head onto her lap. "Oh, doggo, please don't die," she said. "You must call him back to you," the girl said, "with his real true name. Tell him he must come back to you." "Baxter," said Tuesday. "His name is Baxter with a double R." The girl lifted one of Baxter's ears and indicated to Tuesday, and so Tuesday whispered into his ear, "Baxter, Baxter, come back to me, come back to me." Baxter shuddered. He trembled, and then a wave of seawater erupted from his mouth and washed over the pebbles. He whined. Another great wave of water escaped him, and he whined again. There you are," said the small girl with... There you are," said the small girl with infinite tenderness, stroking his neck. Baxter shivered, but his eyes opened and fixed on Tuesday. He gave her a small, reassuring ruff and closed his eyes again as if it had taken all his strength to come back from wherever he had been. "We saved him," Tuesday said, kissing him on the cheek. "Where did you find him?" asked the girl. "Find him?" asked Tuesday, gazing at Baxter. "My mother brought him home when I was 5. The girl said, "I never thought to see another." "A dog?" Tuesday asked, confused. "A winged dog," the girl said, still patting Baxter's head as he panted slightly. "I mean, he's tiny for a winged dog, but I'd recognise one anywhere." Tuesday had read about winged dogs, of course, in the second Vivienne Small book, Vivienne Small and the Remarkable Return. The legendary dogs of the Winged Mountains, dogs that were bigger than horses, had fought alongside Vivienne Small and the sea people of Zunchilla in a fierce battle against an army commanded by Carsten Mothwood. So Tuesday knew that Baxter was quite clearly not a winged dog. Winged dogs were colossal to begin with, and then there was the small matter of their having wings. "It's been a great many years now since the winged dogs disappeared," the girl continued, stroking Baxter's fur. "They took to the air and were gone, as though it is said that they flew to another world. Nobody knows for certain where it is that they went." "Sometimes I pretend that he has wings, you know, but he's not really a winged dog," Tuesday said gently, not wanting to argue with their rescuer. "Oh, yes, he is," the girl said. And then she delved her hands deep into Baxter's wet fur and with great care spread out before Tuesday a vast, sodden, furry wing. "No," Tuesday said. Baxter was too exhausted to do more than lift his head a little and grin at Tuesday. But grin he did. She put her arms around him and hugged him. "Oh, Baxter," she exclaimed, tears of relief running down her cheeks. "You're alive and you've grown wings." "But in future," said the girl to Tuesday rather sternly, "you might want to be a little more careful about how loudly you say his name." "His name?" asked Tuesday. "I don't understand." "Don't you know that if the wrong person learned his name, then you could lose him forever? It's part of a winged dog's magic. Their name is like a key, and you have to keep it safe." "But at home he's not a magical dog," said Tuesday. "I mean, he definitely doesn't have wings at home. I'd have noticed. We all would have noticed. But he's alive," she continued, "and that's all that matters." "Home? You're not from here?" asked the girl. "No," said Tuesday. "I just arrived today." "And stole my boat," the girl said. "Your boat?" Tuesday asked. "Yes," said the girl, "my boat." And for the first time since coming ashore, Tuesday took her eyes off Baxter and stared at the girl in front of her. She had dark, wavy hair threaded with bright, wet feathers and leather clothes that were wet too. Her gleaming grey-green eyes were looking right back at Tuesday. Tuesday burst into an excited grin. "Vivienne! Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I was so worried about Baxter that I didn't think. But it's you! It's you! Vivienne Small! It's really you." And that's the end of chapter 12. I'll see you for chapter 13. Bye.